So yeah, Tempest coming back, one of the earliest maps. It was part of the UT99 demo, so as old as any map in this series, if you don't count the Unreal ones. And we're gonna see it maybe live. Looks like we're ready to go. All right, we're doing it. Players are ready. Here comes your countdown. 3, 2, 1. Man, it's game time, baby. Connex 5 kicking off. Week 3, Season 3 of UT Pro League. Got SAS versus DW 4v4. We're going to start here on Tempest. I don't think SAS has lost on this map in UT Pro League. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's happened. So again, my guess would be this is their map pick. Remember, each team's going to have a 4v4 pick. Each one of these maps going to be worth 1 point. Then we'll have best of 3 2v2 and then 2 best of 3 duels to finish things off. So right off the bat, Tempest tends to be a little bit of a scramble. But what we'll typically see is people settling into their routines. We kind of have a sense of how SAS likes to play this map just because they pretty much picked it exclusively, I believe all in Season 1 if I'm not mistaken, and definitely a map that they've been favoring. So we did just see that belt taken by Wolverine. That's something you'll probably want to get used to. He tends to play that section of the map. Rotates through, often will hoard those belts. Occasionally will give one to a teammate. If someone circles through and needs to stack up, he'll sometimes get some help back there. Someone like Fragm might rotate around. And now we've got a fight over the amp area. Now the key to this amp, and notice it's way up in that rafter, and there is the key. You have to have jump boots to grab it. Wolverine in perfect position. He's got the belt and the amp now, and this is where you can really do some damage on this map. It's not a particularly small map, all things considered, but you can move around it very quickly. You see him sliding underneath that window there. New option in the UT4. And you can see how fast, if you hang around the middle of the map, ooh, nice rockets though to take him out. So completely stacked, and the amp, and Rain there with a double kill with those rockets. Looks like he goes down after the fact, respawns back in that belt room. Belt's actually up, and he may have a free grab of it. So very disruptive kill there. Sorry, by Rain, but Wolverine able to get back around the corner and reestablish control. I got a little bit lucky there, respawning there. So there's so many spawns in this map that are on that back side, though, and that's why that's such a critical room to have someone patrolling, is so that you can really sweep up those respawners. You see them trying to take control of it yet again, but I'm curious. We have jump boots spawning. You can see that in the bottom left. Jump boots are up. We have amp in 15 seconds. Those boots, as we've already seen, so critical to even being physically capable of taking the amp. So who took those? I didn't actually see who took those boots. We'll get an idea pretty soon, because whoever grabbed those is likely headed over here to this amp room. Slay's down there looking for them. Whoever took the boots may not have been using them for the amp, so that's kind of curious. So that sometimes happens in this map. The amp doesn't get taken. Maybe jump boots ended up getting wasted. So now the amp's just going to be chilling. And the timing of it can be really thrown off. It can be very difficult to keep track of amp. Wolverine ends up with his hands again, or with it in his hands again. We'll follow him. He goes down. Rain again, all up in his face. But Snatch gonna erase that. Still a little bit of time left on this amp. We'll follow it again. Oh, and rockets to the back. So a couple of amp runs disrupted so far, but largely SAS still controlling the power-ups pretty thoroughly. I mean, you can look at 100 armors, 4-2, 3-0 on belts, 46 to 5 seconds of amp time. Pretty consistent control right now for SAS, and going to be difficult for DW to break it at this point, though they do have plenty of time on the clock. The one thing about the way SAS plays this map is they do have it spread out, and they play it, they kind of play their little patrol routes. And if you can disrupt one of them and knock them off their route, you can kind of take over that area. If you can send 2 or 3 people to something like the belt room, you can knock them out temporarily. The key is to keep them out. You have to establish yourself somewhere in this map. All right, we've got Amp spawning again in 5 seconds. You can see people fighting over it. You got Boots up top on Slay. Oh, he gets knocked down by Rockets. That's a smart play. So Amp is going to be chilling. I don't know if anyone's going to have the ability to grab it right now, but at the very least, they did keep SAS from grabbing it right there. You have another pair of Boots spawning in 7 seconds, as you can see on the bottom left timer. I imagine we're going to see some fighting over that. Boots are up. Scandalous actually has them. This could be an opportunity. Oh, he takes an immediate snipe from Snatch and completely surrounded. And SAS slides Wolverine back through there again. It picks up that amp. It seems like Wolverine has just always got the amp in his hands. We'll take a quick look. Yeah. Actually all 3 amps grabbed by Wolverine so far. And that plays into SAS's favor. Of course, you prefer to have the amp in the hands of a player that also has the belt, given Wolverine's position on this map. That will tend to be him. See him on another killing spree, and that amp link gun. I've seen it so many times in any of these like close to mid-range maps. Just melts people so fast. Looking for spawners in that belt room. You have belt up in 10 seconds. We'll back away from it a little bit to see if anyone can get around and give chase, but Wolverine, and that's another advantage to having those boots. So when he's running around with the jump boots, he can also go straight up to that belt. So even if someone takes this room over, he can take that shortcut, bounce right up, and get right in their face. Let's try to go on board with someone from BW. Let's check out Alpha's perspective, just see what it kind of looks like. It can be a struggle on this map. Like I was saying, when your team isn't controlling any of it, you just have no weapons to grab. I believe there's one of every weapon on this map. There's nothing doubled up. So if it's a one-sided game, you can really end up running around and starved out for items. So we got belt up in 5. I imagine we'll see... It looked like we saw jump boots running around amp area. Looks like we're instead going to swing around to belt. Looks like Wolverine's got it. He's grabbed every single amp so far. They might even drop him boots. Oh no, they got 2 people, so you can just see the wave of SAS members both jumping up to see who could grab that amp first. Snatch ends up with it. He's going to go on a bit of a run here, but look at that, already down to 4 HP. Oh, and the smart play by Snatch there. You see, turning the corner, a couple enemies, down to 4 HP, and instead of being aggressive and trying to make some crazy multi-kill frag video shot, backs up, keeps it in his hands, stays alive, and then hits two double damage sniper shots off of that. Gets 3 now. Remember, he was down to 4 HP. If he turns that corner, he probably dies instantly. Instead, he was able to hit 3 shots off of it. Slay goes down in that 100 armor. That's who you're typically going to see around that 100 armor vest. And that's really the case on a lot of TDM maps. They often leave Slay on a little bit of an island, in the sense that his responsibility will be that vest. And that is an opportunity whenever you're playing against SAS. If you want to swarm the 100 armor and just outnumber them, you'll force them to at least change their positioning a little bit, but a little bit easier said than done, especially when you're going up against someone who typically will have at least 100 armor all game long from just scooping him up over and over. You saw Snatch rotate over. He actually gets it stolen out from under him. Wolverine, though, another belt. Is he the only one that's grabbed? Yeah, 8 belts for Wolverine and 3 of the 4 amps. So you can see they're definitely feeding all of their power-ups to him, hence that 19 kills, only 4 deaths so far. When you're running around with that 150 armor, though, like, you basically have 2 lives. Oh, missing the jump to the amp. Does he have any jump boots left? He may have to go down and grab more. We're We're down to the final 5 minutes of this one, so it looks like SAS very firmly in control. And there you can see, actually, that's a good example. We'll take a look at this belt room. We've got DW took control of it a little bit. They threw 2 or 3 people in there. They've established themselves. The question is, do the people trying to hold it have any weapons or armor to keep SAS out of it? He's still got 30 seconds till this belt spawns. You see Rain in there, and actually Scandalous going on a killing spree on his side. And it wouldn't surprise me to see them bring that amp directly to belt room here and try to take it back over. Wolverine coming in. You see him facing a couple spawners, and you see all the respawners down low there on red. They're not going to be a whole lot of help here. And there's Fragum coming up top. That amp link with those jump boots, you can see they were able to hold that room for a good 15-20 seconds, but right before the belt spawns, the combination of jump boots and amp just completely erase any sense of control. And belt once again back to Wolverine. So we got a little bit of time until the power-ups respawn. You can see how one-sided that is. Not a single belt or amp for DW. And this is the kind of control we've seen from SAS really over the last 2 1/3 seasons that we've had UTPL. Just all over the power-ups on this map. The damage differential actually is surprisingly close, given that DW hasn't really had much opportunity to stack up weapons, certainly haven't had any power-ups. Oh, Slay grabs amp this time. We'll go on board with him, see what he decides to do with it. Three shocks in a row. That'll get himself a double kill. He's on a killing spree of his own. Looking for a rampage now. Oh man, when you're fresh spawn and all you've got's an enforcer, that's tough. Oh, and Rockets taking him out, ending that spree. I was about to say, I think we have, I'm going to flip through. Apologies for the eye bleeds. Looks like we have, okay, only 1 player in a killing spree on SAS right now. I think at one point we had 3. So 10 seconds till a belt spawns. I'm curious if DW is going to get their hands on a belt at all. We have Wolverine back down in there. You see him with the jump boots, able to just bounce around that room. Nobody really challenging it this time, and yet another belt for Wolverine. Look at him again. 10 shield belts. I make that 11. 11 shield belts for 1 player. This is a map you could do that on, though. It's rare to see it be that one-sided, but when you've got someone whose sole responsibility is basically that item, and it's in a room like on this one where you can definitely lock people out of it, kind of just roam around it. We do hear that double damage taken again, this time by Snatch. We'll have one more with just a little bit of time left. We'll see what he can do to close us out here. Well, he will go down immediately. So Mufin with a nice shock juggle to take him out. Fragum's going to have it in his hands, and another killing spree by Fragum. At this point, SAS just kind of cruising through, having an efficient game, close it out strong, and get ready for map 2. Got about 90 seconds left in this one. They pretty much took control in the opening minutes and just never relinquished it. And like I said, it's tough on this map. If you're not in control, you're not really going to have many weapons. I think, are there 2 link guns maybe? I don't even know if there's 2 link guns in this version of the map, but there's just so few weapons that if the other team is dominating them and you're running around with Enforcer, you almost have to just try to slow the game down. All right, 1 minute warning. We will have 1 more belt and 1 more double damage. We'll see. We'll go over to the belt. Wolverine's been all over it. Not entirely surprising. He's been the one to take it on this map and sometimes on deck. It kind of depends on the map. But this one in particular, this is exactly what we've seen by them. He'll grab the last one. So final count will be 12 shield belts, I believe. We still have another amp spawning. Not going to change the outcome, but we'll see if anyone can grab that and do anything entertaining with this. Natch has it again, so he's grabbed the last few. Not much health. Looking for some spawners in that backside of the map. He gets the first kill, but actually not a lot to look at over there. Seeing GG's come out. They're going to go ahead and concede with 14 seconds left. And look at that, 14 belts, 8 amps to 0. So that's a good indicator, really, of just the map control in play. So there you go. What can you say? SAS continuing to be on a roll. Haven't dropped a map yet this season, or haven't dropped a point yet this season, at least. I don't know if they've dropped a map yet. Between 2v2 and duel, I actually forget. But in any case, map 1 of the 4v4 going to SAS, doing what they've been doing for 2 and almost a half seasons now on Tempest. They're really just rolling through it. Now we do have Spacer coming up next. Spacer, a much newer map, brand new to this game. A little bit of a different flow to it. It's kind of vertically oriented. Almost reminds me of Compressed from the 2K3 days.
Hail to the king, baby.
All right, so map 1 to SAS, that's 1 point on the board for them. That'll give them 11 on the season. Of course, they've been perfect so far. Looking to continue that run. DW looking to add to their point total. Looks like Rain's going to be AFK for just a second, but yeah, DW being one of those teams that's been, it's kind of an up-and-coming team. They've stuck together reasonably well as far as roster consistency, which is so important, especially when you're talking about something like Team Deathmatch. It's hard to plug and play players. You really got to have that chemistry that just comes from playing with the same 4 to 5 people for a long time. SAS obviously has that. All right, looks like players are ready. Here is your countdown, 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. ConX5 jumping into map 2 here. We just saw SAS rolling through Tempest like they've really been doing since day 1 of UTPL. Map 2 will be Spacer. We'll see what DW can do on this map. This is a map where, not unlike Tempest, you do have to get to the power-ups early. You probably have to break for them even earlier on this map. Belt in particular is very far out of the way. Amp you can sort of react to. But another map where jump boots give you easy access, or easier access to the amp. And another map with not a ton of weapons lying around on it either, so all in all, if you run down the checklist of attributes, not an entirely dissimilar map on paper from Tempest, but a much more vertically oriented map. And of course, just the fact that it's newer, it's not a map people have been playing for 20 years, definitely changed the feel of it. We'll head over to that shield belt right now. You can see Wolverine down in there getting it, looking a lot like on Tempest. So Wolverine has grabbed... Did he grab every shield belt in map 1? Does that mean Wolverine has grabbed every shield belt in this matchup so far? I wonder if that'll happen. I think he grabbed 12 in map 1. I didn't see if anyone else took one. In any case, you do see that amp spawning any second now. Ooh, and a dangerous amp grab. Looks like Slay went down immediately. Wolverine gonna grab it and try to go on a run. He's got 2 players on him, but with that extra armor, oh, coming up huge. Just trying to escape now with 6 HP. Gets away somehow. Oh, and he finally goes down to an enforcer shot. Scandalous trying to take him down. Snatch responds right back, and now Fragim's got it for the last few seconds. Clutch kill right in front of that belt. And Fragim this time takes the belt, so they will diversify their bonds just a little bit, and Fragim gonna grab a shield belt. See what he can do with it. Still not a single belt grabbed by DW, though, in this matchup yet. That's obviously gonna need to change if they want to have any chance of coming back in this one. Already 21 to 1, 22 to 1, 7 rather. 22 to 7. That said, you can churn out kills pretty quickly on this map. We've seen some back and forth matches. We've seen some comebacks. But not unlike Tempest, this is one of those maps where if your team's not in control, you can really get starved out. Respawning with Enforcer, looking for weapons. You got to find a way to establish control, even if it's just one room of the map. You can hang out there for a couple minutes, you know, everybody grab a shock rifle or something. You got to come up with something. Because once a team like SAS gets in control, they're just going to clamp down, and they're just going to dare you to keep running at them. We did have both power-ups taken by SAS there. You saw Fragum there grabbing belt again. Slay has the amp. Oh, teammate grabs health bubbles right in front of him. He's got a shield. Sorry, a 100 armor vest. Spawns below him, but no grab of that. He's going to go on the hunt with 45 HP. A little bit of a dangerous move by Slay. And one thing about this map, because of the verticality, can be a little bit easier to... Ooh, nice headshot by Scandalous. Up on the amp runner. I think that it was pretty much expired at that point. You can be a little bit craftier with your movement on this map. Tempest is relatively flat. It's hard to escape. We saw, you know, some of those amped link gun kills. Just impossible to get away from. On this map, you've got a few more options between jump pads and lifts to kind of make a move. Belt is up, and it looks like Alfred takes it. So DW with their first shield belt grab of the game, only 8 HP to back it up, but you know, that's a start. Sort of breaks the seal there. And with that belt, you know, that's the kind of thing, maybe you can get your belt holder up to full health. Oh, it looked like he went for the 100 armor and missed it, and Snatch makes him pay. Oh, unfortunate. He went from the belt over to the 100 armor vest. Immediately goes down after walking right by it. Unfortunate. We do have the amp spawning now. I was about to say maybe they could grab that shield belt and use that to control the rest of the map. Instead, Fragum grabs the 100 armor right past him, grabs the amp with it. Basically did the second half of the run. We were hoping to maybe see Alpha do. So you can already see the elusiveness. Rain unfortunately walks into the belt room. It's just a wide open area. Not where you want to be against the amp runner. You can see what he was doing. He was trying to get in position for the belt, but smart play by SAS. They had a little bit of armor and the damage amp on a player. Of course, you want to take that into the belt as it spawns. Control that area, get a couple kills, and there is a spree for Frag M. And this is about where they were looking at this point on Tempest. So still another comfortable lead. Firmly in control. And I think at this point, SAS, you can look on the left, you can see the amount of armor that they have all game long. You know, when any of these team fights, even one-on-one situations, SAS players are typically going to be better equipped. They're going to have more weapons, they're going to have more ammo, they're going to have more armor. And so at this point, they're actually, you know, perfectly happy to just split up and fight DW players one-on-one. So both power-ups spawning at about the same time. I'll take you over to Amp, give you kind of a backed up view of it, and DW nowhere to be seen around the Amp this time. This is the time of map around that halfway point. It can be easy to lose track of them as well, especially as power-ups maybe get delayed by a few seconds here and there. All of a sudden they're spawning 10 seconds later. You don't see or hear it taken, and it's easy to kind of be blinded by that. So SAS with a free grab of Amp. Ooh, just putting in work. Slay with the, again with 4 health. I think we saw Snatch on Tempest with the 4 health. Kills on the Amp run with the sniper. This time it was Slay with the shock. And more smart plays there, staying alive, making the most of it, not panicking, and almost as important, staying near your teammates. If you've got the Amp and you've got extremely low health, yeah, if you're gonna die, you want to die near your teammates. And we saw that in play right there. Lots of little things like that that add up for SAS. It's not just a matter of them being good individual one-on-one fighters, which they are. There's lots of subtleties to playing as a team that kind of become instinct after a while. Wolverine back to his old game plan of just grabbing everything. We got him now. That's only his second belt of the game. You can see much better distribution among SAS this game. Still, every single moment of the amp runs have been theirs. 6-1 belts, 12-1 on the 100 armors. In fact, at this point, I'm going to head over to that 100 armor vest in a few seconds after we see what happens with this amp. Ooh, the kill right on top of it. Such a dangerous amp to just dive for. Snatch is going to have it with the 75 armor on top. We'll see where he goes with it. I'm curious what's been going on in that 100 armor vest room. Typically, this is a power-up that's pretty easy to contest, since the amp and belt will take you so far out of the way. So I'm actually kind of surprised to see it be so one-sided. So we saw them take it again. I'm curious. It doesn't look like SAS is playing any one player in that room the whole time. We do see Snatch kind of rotating around it, but it's not like we have someone like Slay on Tempest dedicated to it. So kind of interesting. You can also take a look. You can take a look at that the mini map in the top right to get an idea of how the teams have kind of been moving around each other and flowing through the map. In fact, now would be a good time to take a look at the power-up check here. So, 1 vest, 1 belt, and in fact, 1 amp taken by DW, though he died immediately. Otherwise, absolutely everything going to SAS. And no, not unlike Tempest, you take a look at the damage output. DW has actually had a decent amount of damage output, given that they're walking into every single engagement with such a huge disadvantage, both based on weapons and armor. Not to mention the amp. Speaking of amp, amp is up. We do see DW with a clean grab, so interesting. SAS maybe getting caught up in position for the belt. We saw 100 armor and damage amp here going to DW, so maybe an opportunity. We've seen amp link gun be so devastating. Once you get in someone's face, you can just melt them. Oh, but turning that corner into 3 SAS players, and they do a great job of singling him out, focusing him down. Now Snatch has the amp in his hands. We'll go on board with him. Just a couple seconds left, but that's another one of those sort of subtleties in Team Deathmatch. When you don't have control of the amp, what do? Do you just attack them? Do you ambush them? Do you run away from them? There's lots of options. In that case, SAS opted to just cross the map, stack up in that 100 armor room, and dare him to walk in. He did and died immediately, and they got it right back. Ooh, fight over the shield belt there. I'm not even sure who grabbed because everyone just went down in a heap. Looks like DW did earn themselves a belt there. So there you go, 8-2. I mean, they're definitely making some subtle improvements over how they played on Tempest. But we're down to the last 4.5 minutes of this one, and it looks like SAS firmly in control to remain perfect on this season. Grab their second point of the matchup. Of course, we do still have best of 3 2v2 and a couple of best of 3 duels. And I think those might even be better opportunities for DW to try to make a dent in what SAS has been putting together this season. Oh, Slay on the run. See that shock ball just buzzing right by his head and almost taking fall damage there. Gotta be careful there. He's actually gonna throw everything on the ground for his teammate. It doesn't really matter at this point, but he saw him. Said, hey, I've got 20 health, might as well give it to you. If it's the beginning of the match or if it's a closer game, I actually think you see him back up and take that. At this point, pretty insurmountable lead, so probably why you didn't see them bother there. Leave him with a nice combo on Slay. DW's hit some nice shots and put together some nice kills once they've had an array and an assortment of weapons. As you see there, Slay picks up a weapon from his teammate. And that's another thing, you know, you talk about some of the subtleties of Team Deathmatch, some of the ways team play comes into it. Sharing weapons for teammates is so huge, and it's something that you don't really practice in any other game mode. You don't even really practice it playing TDM pubs. You certainly don't practice it playing elimination or capture the flag. It's kind of unique to this game mode, but it's so critical. So an amp this time goes to Scandalous, and there you go. Already the longest amp run of the day for DW. And 3. SAL, ooh, it takes one out with the direct rocket, 200 damage. That erases one player looking for another shot. Had it lined up, just couldn't quite connect. So this will be a full pull here for Scandalous. Some nice rockets there. Looking for the follow-up. Oh, he goes down. That was actually a really nice shot by Slay to smack him down with that shock primary. We have about 10 seconds left until the belt pops up. We'll head over to, you see Snatch. And how early SAS has been getting to this belt. It's a little bit harder to jump in and steal this belt than on a map like Tempest. We saw in Tempest a couple times. You grab those jump boots, you can jump up through that back window, or even through the front door and really just get up there instantly. On this map, there's not as many shortcuts. You really do have to get there ahead of time. Oh, the charge rockets do some damage. I thought they were going to hit the wall. They went all the way around the corner. Should have been ready on the projectile cam. I'll have it ready next time. Next time we see charge rockets. So in 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, nice sniper shot. Snatch feeling himself right now. And I'm not sure what their lineup's going to be for duels. Remember, SAS does have basically a 5-man roster, so they sometimes substitute Echo in or out for various game modes depending on the situation. But we might see Snatch again in duel action later. The last 30 seconds to go. Take a quick look at the scoreboard as we play this one out. A little bit of an improvement, especially in the second half. DW, second half, especially last third of it, really. Had some moments where they kind of disrupted SES's control. They were never in control themselves necessarily, but they made things a little bit messy, got a couple kills here and there. You can see they finally managed to scoop up some shield belts, get themselves some amp time, which is huge, not just grabs. You can see for the longest time they had no real time despite a couple grabs, but, you know, kind of whittled their way back in. So maybe some positive takeaways there from the 4v4, but now we're going to move on to 2v2. In the end, 2 points going to SAS. Still have not dropped a point yet this season. We'll see if that changes in 2v2 coming up next. All right, I imagine we're going to be hanging out on the same hub, so we'll just wait for that server to pop up and be ready to jump in once it does. All right, looks like server is up. We're gonna jump in and keep things rolling here. Looks like we're on Codex map 1. So Codex gonna be another old school map coming from the UT99 era. Now, oddly enough, Codex is one of those maps wasn't really played in the 2K3 and 4 era, despite a few remakes. We've got it back in this game, and we've seen it in action, particularly for 2v2. I think it's pretty well suited to that team size in particular. I remember playing duels on it back in the 99 days, but I think it fits 2v2 better, especially in this game with the movement options. And here we've got Repeat and Deity coming in to play the 2v2. Probably going to see Repeat in dual action. My guess would be that this will be SAS's map pick. So we'll see what happens. There's been a couple of different maps that SAS in particular have favored in 2v2. This is going to be one that they picked a little bit less. So I'm not sure if they're just trying to switch it up. They've certainly done well in it historically. We'll see what happens. Looks like players are readied up. We're going to keep this rolling. All right, players are ready. Here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex5 here. Jumping into the 2v2 portion of this matchup. You got DW versus SAS. SAS remaining perfect on the season so far, taking the first 2 points of this matchup. Moving now to the best of 3 2v2 portion of it. Wolverine drawing first blood, getting on the board. This room right here with this 100 armor vest, you got the shock rifle, you got a couple of health bubbles and the stinger down there in the corner. Such an important control map. You're going to see a ton of fighting over this map, especially, in between other power-ups spawning. First, vest goes to Wolverine. We'll see what he does with it. He's been kind of a power-up hawk on the day, really holding that belt on Tempest, grabbing pretty much all of them. And you can see here, they're not jumping up. It's so interesting move. They're almost conceding the belt itself and trying to bait them into diving onto it to maybe turn a kill out of it. So first belt goes to DW. Kind of an interesting play. We'll see what Deity can do with it. He's fairly stacked up. Does need some weapons in his hands, and that's kind of been the story of the day for DW, is that they've been constantly running around with an inventory deficit. You can see him just hiding in that corner, minimizing the damage from those combos, just tucking himself away. Oh, that close range headshot. He's going to be facing down a flat cannon, though, so he needs to back up. See him getting in position for that amp. That amp is up. Repeat, able to get up top. Oh, he misses the jump. Now he's going to have Wolverine sharing the lift with him. They flak each other. Or no, he flaks him and takes a shock. Sorry, but both players go down for SAS, and DW now in position. They can't get to the amp again. They've cleared it out and can't quite grab it. Snatch is waiting for him right there with that link gun. The ambush comes in. He does win that fight, though. So Deity, dangerous moment, but he manages to grab it, gets the kill. So a back and forth start to this one. This is definitely the closest to power-up control that we've seen. DW find themselves in, and there's the kill. Pulling back within 1 point. If DW can fight themselves into a lead here, it'd be the first lead they've had all day. Oh, he had him lined up perfectly there. Didn't trust his instinct. Wouldn't be surprised to see him, finish him off with a link. Tie game now. Can he predict the attack by SAS? Looks like SAS was able to sneak in there and take that 100 armor from him, so Deity perhaps actually a bit out of position there. Ooh, Rocket's coming in and gets flagged from behind, and just like that, SAS turns out 3 straight kills. They give one back up, but back to a 2-frag lead. We'll go on board with Snatch. Actually, let's go check out the shield belt. And there you can see SAS now controlling that top side of the map. Going to give them that extra armor. Deity does scoop up 100 armor, and so that's a smart play there by DW. If they're not in control of the rest of the map, you want to at least back up and get that 100 armor vest in between. So Amp here about to spawn. Ooh, Wolverine gets chased down by those rockets. Amp's still up. You see him jump up and grab it. He's going to be facing some damage in his... Ooh, around that corner in his face. So he just has to go on the run. So, okay, that was actually a pretty nice play there to ambush the Amper, and didn't kill him and take it back, but at the very least pushed him away. Prevented him from being aggressive. So Wolverine going to be waiting on that shock rifle. Can finally get a shot off with that amp, but already going to be expiring here soon. And Repeat just trying to wait it out. Does get the kill. But otherwise, not a bad play there by DW to avoid that amp run. To turn him away, but the nice combo from below. And we've seen that all game. They're trying to bait them from below. Oh, he damages everybody and takes a flak ball. So Wolverine, one nice combo and one that maybe wasn't a great trade. Opposite side, though, Snatch on a killing spree. Only 20 HP, though, so if they can check him with an Enforcer, he will go down. Take a quick look at the scoreboard to get us an idea of how we got here. It's been pretty back and forth. DW's gone on a run to tie it up, and SAS went on a run to take the lead back. Power-ups have been back and forth. You can see dead even on amp time. Nice combo there. Wolverine settling into a groove now, especially if he can get another 100 armor under his belt, and he can't. DD jumps in and grabs it, so nice job by DD of keeping timing of that power-up. That said, Wolverine with a chase down, that will be a killing spree for him, and almost a double-digit lead for SAS, trying to establish control. So the goo by Deity takes out Wolverine. We're going to head over to that amp. See who's in position. Snatches down low with it. And an uncontested amp grab. That's going to be a problem. He's got some armor still. As easy as it is to fight people off of this amp, you never want to give it up for free. Repeat gets a kill around the back there, but Snatch having trouble locating players. They're both hiding up top, waiting for him to jump up there, and they take him down. The nice ambush by DW. Oh, and Wolverine answers right back. Amp pretty much expired at this point. It's going to change hands a couple times, but not much happening with it. So a nice move there by DW, helping negate that amp by just hiding from it, ambushing him, taking him out. So still a 9 frag lead. And look, he's got him pinned into the corner, and a smart play by Repeat, tracking him down to the corner, trapping him there with the stinger. But while all that was going on, Snatch scooped up that belt, has a full 150 armor, and is ready to go hunting. There's nothing really spawning anytime soon. So all of the players he finds, he knows is going to be relatively weak. You can see him running around with flak. One of the more flak-heavy maps, I think, just due to how many close-range battles, so many places for you to turn a corner and be face-to-face with an enemy suddenly. The ability to just erase them with that flak cannon. Oh, down to 2 HP. Snatch is lucky to be alive right now. Ends up scooping up that 100 armor. And DW, that close to taking him out. There's the spawn kill on Deity. Repeat, though, has the amp. Oh, and he goes down from behind, back up to a double-digit lead. And SAS now looking to establish control, but Deity answers back. Amp back in his hands, and still 10 seconds to go. Has a chance to follow it up, and Wolverine feeds him a flak ball. And now Wolverine's got a little bit of amp time on top of that belt. That was a big back and forth sequence. And in the end, SAS comes out on top. And what I'm noticing from SAS, they're also doing a great job trapping people in their spawn areas. We're going to see some bio rifles. So this is kind of classic. Chasing down that 100 armor vest, trying to throw people off it with that goo. It does spawn, and we see Repeat grab it pretty much untouched. Deity chases him down for the kill. Smart play there. Still a 10 frag lead. Wolverine off the spawn, takes one rocket, looking for the chase down, but he's able to grab that health. Oh, nice kill there by Deity off screen with that sniper. Good focus fire. Oh, and cannot get the rockets. Nobody here can land a shot. Both players super weak. And Snatch finally pulls out a finisher weapon and gets the kill. We'll Repeat, unfortunate spawn. Manages to survive. We do have the amp and 100 armor spawning. 100 grab will go over to amp. DW, ooh, maybe trying to steal it, but doesn't want to take too much damage. Wolverine jumps up to it, gets bounced off. Flak takes him out. Repeat eats a flak ball. He stays alive and manages to get the kill, so a big turnaround there. See if they can churn some spawn kills off of this one, down to a 7 frag lead. This is exactly what DW needs. They want to try to come back in the second half of this one. knows SAS is going to be coming around that corner. There's one kill, another huge shot there, 90 damage. He's just going to chase him up against the link gun. Who's going to get to the health first? Snatch gets there, and that was a gutsy move there by Repeat. But Snatch with a smart play, falling back into the health bubbles. Knew he could outlast him if he could get up to 100 HP, does just that. So we're going to have a fight over this shield belt. Both teams all over it, and DW wins one. So only a 6 frag lead now. Shield belt in the hands of DD. Coming around that corner, one big flak. There's another. He's going to turn the corner here and try to push him back. 100 armor already got grabbed. An interesting move here to see DD falling back across the map. I thought maybe he would push forward or maybe try to meet up with Repeat. I think he's trying to call him back to slow the game down a little bit. We're down to the last 5 minutes to go, and you can see, though, nothing really spawning anytime soon. Got 10 seconds till the amp, but they gave up that 100 armor, so that was a curious rotation there by DW. They really could have just hung out in that 100 armor room the entire time. I mean, that vest was the first thing spawning before amp, before belt. Amp is up now. You see some fighting and positioning over. Wolverine missing it. We've seen him do that a couple times, so jump up top. It's not the easiest jump to make, but now they're going to have belt and amp, and this is a big opportunity for SAS to try to put this one away. DW has hung around. They've stayed in it. Only a 6 frag difference, but now with the amp and the belt, this is where Wolverine needs to make something big happen. He knows that they're trying to ambush him. They've done this before. Snatch with the goo kill up top, and that'll open things up because now they're going to be respawning down low. There's the spawn kill. Looking for another. And another kill there, Wolverine, with 3 quick kills. Still a single-digit lead, so not going to feel comfortable. But you can see SAS. They keep timing at that 100 armor, and they're just fighting over that 100 armor vest constantly. 3 quick shock primaries there, a chance to follow it up. There it is, another round of kills. And up to a 12 frag lead, and just like that, the last 90 seconds or so, that lead has doubled. And that's what we've seen from SAS throughout all of these UTPL seasons. The ability to just clamp down once they do take control, churn out kills. They can take what looks like a close game and really make it look like a blowout in a hurry. I wouldn't call this a blowout yet. Still plenty of time on the clock. DD with the piston kill. Trying to turn things around. If DW can keep contesting these power-ups, they've done a pretty solid job of fragging. But they need to probably try to put together an amp run or two. I think that's mostly been the difference so far. It's not necessarily amp control, but kills with the amp. Oh, and Snatch gets the kill. Gets the amp. Perhaps another kill here. He's got one sniper enemy. May go down if he's not careful. And there's that link. That amp link. Snatch has been falling back on that. Anytime he gets caught, pulls out the link gun, ducks down, takes him out, and now he's got 100 armor on top of it. There's another kill. And if DW could have won that fight over that amp, things could look much different now, but instead, Snatch now with 100 armor under his belt, a chance to be aggressive here with that amp and really try to put things away. We do have DD grabbing that belt though, so DW staying aware of the power-ups and really pestering SAS over all of them, and in fact, you know, stealing some like we saw there. Oh, nice flat ball by Snatch. You see him pistoning up, catches him on the route, and then switching to the flak. Oh, that was just demoralizing right there. And also pushes it up to a 13 frag lead, and that may be just too much. Another flat kill coming out. Let's take a quick look at the scoreboard. Almost dead even on damage. Like I said, DW's done a great job, you know, fighting and just like sticking in there from a fragging perspective. 6-6 belts, they've been contesting that very well. 5 extra 100 armors for SAS is actually pretty huge in this map. And I think that extra amp time, or more to the point, the kills that they've gotten with the amps, the efficiency with the power-ups. DW has managed to control some of the power-ups, but their amp runs just haven't really turned into much. DD with a chance now. He grabs an amp, probably the cleanest amp grab they've had in a couple minutes. Amp and 100 armor. Now he's got a chance. He's got to be hyper-aggressive here, though, because they're running out of time. Less than 90 seconds to go. And they may just be running out of clock here. can see him looking for that link primary with that amp. It's going to do something like, what, 40? No, probably 80 damage a shot now. Extremely high damage if you can catch someone in it, but SAS being smart, keeping their distance, and at this point just running out the clock, and it looks like map 1's going to go to SAS. Put them one map away from, again, remaining perfect on the season and catching them another point in this matchup. But we'll have map 2 coming up, and that'll be DW's opportunity to draw even and force a map 3 tiebreaker. All right, 20 seconds left to go. I think we'll have a few seconds of an amp. I don't know if anyone's going to even bother to go grab it. There you go. Map 1 going to SAS. DW, though, gave them a pretty good fight. I mean, you can see even at the end, the damage very, very close. Just speaks to the map control and the teamwork of SAS, that they can be pretty much even on damage throughout the course of a long 2v2 game and still win by that much. In the end, basically 1 amp run and 2 belts, the difference between them. I do think, though, middle of the map, having 50% more of those 100 armor vests was pretty big. And we saw that a couple times where DW would back out. There are times on this map when you take that 100 armor and the next thing to spawn again is that 100 armor, and you'll see teams just hang out in there. They say, okay, we'll snatch up another stinger and another shock rifle, grab some health, and just wait for that 100 armor to come right back. SAS did that a couple times. DW, we saw grab that 100 and sort of instinctively rotate out and go for kills, and sometimes SAS would just sneak right in behind them, stack back up on, you know, health and weapons, and just wait and then be in position for that next 100. So some little things like that really made the difference. We are in a much different map, though. This is on DM Cannon. Very wide open. Rather than Flak being viable and through most of the map, this is going to be more of a shock and snipe heavy map. Now, Flak will come into play, rockets as well, especially around these power-ups. You see the shield belt coming out there, very close quarters. Same thing with the 100 armor vest on the opposite side of the map. But largely, this is going to be a hit scan dominated map, so we'll see how it goes. Players are ready. Here's your countdown. 3, 2, 1. Then it's game time, baby. Connex 5 jumping into map 2. We just saw SAS take map 1 on Codex. DW, though, probably gave them the toughest fight that they've had so far today. And SAS managed to run away with it in really the last third or so, the last quarter of that game. It was down to a 6 frag lead with, I think, about 4 minutes to play or something like that. So definitely was anyone's game, but SAS definitely were able to turn around, take control, clamp down, turn out the kills when they needed to. But this is a totally different map, very different layout. Ooh, and so far it's all SAS, up 5-0 in the opening moments. We did see this, though, on on Codex. We saw SAS go on a run, DW answered back with a run, and they sort of just went back and forth. DW actually did a really good job in map 1 when they weren't in control of finding something to grab, whether it was 50 armors, 100 armors, whatever the case may be. In this case, you saw Snatch grabbing that belt. He's going to be completely stacked now. Let's go back on board with Snatch. See what he decides to do with it. You have that 100 armor vest spawning in about 15 seconds. You also have this amp up in about 10. For anyone who's unfamiliar with this map, the reason it's called DM Cannon is because that big green cylinder is a giant air cannon. When it's green, it's armed. When someone shoots it, it goes off, as you see there. When it's red, it's disarmed, or it's in cooldown. Basically what happens is the player is going to jump on it to grab that amp, and you see that amp spawn. Repeat actually grabbed it. Very risky move. Only had 38 HP. He's going to run straight over for the health packs. Wolverine giving chase. Ooh, you can see him flying by. Nice double back by Repeat here. Even if he doesn't get a single shot off with this amp, taking it away from his opponents is at least a minor victory. Oh, he gets caught off. Oh, cut off rather. Caught above the water. Combo takes him down. Amp is still up for a few more seconds. Don't think he's going to get much done with it. Oh, almost had a shot lined up. I actually really like that play. But doesn't manage to connect. You can see it's 7-1, but of course very early on in this one. Oh, Wolverine cutting him off with the rockets. In what is largely a hit scan dominated map, very mid to long range, lots of shock and sniper being shot. You can get in someone's face with flak or rockets, you can definitely catch them off guard. Alright, so you got 25 seconds till belt spawns. About the same for 100 armor, so it'll be interesting to see if these teams put 2 people on one or if they split up. I feel like if you're DW and you're trying to establish control, you probably want to put 2 people on one of them, whether it's the belt or the 100 armor. You choose which one you've got the best angle on. Looks like they're going to try to get to this belt early. We'll back around to it. You can see it up. Amp is up at the same time. Ooh, Wolverine decides to go for the amp. Okay. More often than not, you'll see teams decide to grab an armor first and use that to control amp instead. Going for the amp. Snatch ran in and stole that belt, so both major power-ups go to SAS. DW now trying to scramble to get back over to that 100 armor. They don't even get that, so all 3 pickups go to SAS that round, and this is going to be tough going for DW. It's SAS now in complete control of this map. Alright, so 100 armor does spawn. Snatch all over it. DW right now doing a pretty decent job of avoiding and just trying to kind of reset themselves, get some weapons shared, get some semblance of order. And the nice combos by Wolverine, getting a couple kills off of those. He's in position now to really block off that belt. I think he's going to give that belt up to Snatch and just go look for some respawners to take out. Maybe grab himself some shock ammo. And at this point, you can see what they're doing. Snatch and Wolverine just running around the map, looking for people that are respawning, trying to single them out. We do have 2 seconds till this amp spawns. And you're never safe, because any weapon can trigger this. Any hit from any weapon will trigger that cannon. So Wolverine gets a free, clean grab of that amp. Didn't even trigger that cannon. Kind of surprised to see it that open. Oh, the nice falling amped headshot. Just completely unnecessary with the overkill. With 44 HP as well. We've seen SAS a couple of times today. Players with less than ideal health grabbing that amp. Nice patient shot there. And that's all communication as well. That's kind of the downside. A map that's this open, when the opponents have amp, it's so hard to hide from them. We saw some of that in prior maps where one team grabs amp, the other team might just back up and try to avoid them, maybe try to ambush them. On this map, that amp runner is just going to be in your face immediately. With a shock ambush there by Wolverine and 3 quick shots in a row, just on fire right now. What is his percentage? Is it anything crazy? He's shooting 40% sniper. More to the point, a 19-0 lead is really the only number that matters. We do have another amp spawning. Surprised we've had so few players actually getting even close to being launched off this map. We haven't really seen the titular cannon blast off yet. See Snatch grabbing it. So what you'll often see there is players trigger the cannon themselves, then grab it, and then jump off before it resets. I think that's what we saw there. I think there's jump boots in order. Makes it much easier. Nice job baiting him into that 100 armor. Another kill on the board, and right now SAS just completely in control of this map. Get a quick look at that scoreboard there. You can see a little bit of amp time for DW, but just nothing really happening. 5-1 on the belts, 8-4 on the vests. So belt does spawn in 2 seconds. I think we've got, yes, both players now. Well, they were on a rampage. Looks like Snatch went down. So Wolverine's starting to go on a rampage. Another belt gets grabbed. We do see Amp up in 20. We'll see if anything interesting happens over there. 100 vest is up, and looks like DD's going to grab one. So DW already doing a little bit better job of sweeping around to grab that vest. We've seen teams concede the belts on this map. I mean, this is a map where you don't necessarily have to give up the rest of the map to control that belt. If you can get control of that vest, a nice grab by Repeat there. He's going to be out of it relatively clean. Taking some damage, but now he can use that flak to try to bait them. Oh, and around the corner, there's the ambush. Taking out Snatch instantly. 10 seconds till the belt spawns. An interesting move. He's going to go across the map looking for some spawn kills here rather than hanging out in that belt area. So belt spawns now. Snatch all over it. And look at that. 2 kills for SAS. DW there, I think maybe with the mistake splitting up like that. So belt up in 2 seconds. You see Repeat in position. DW, like I say, pretty much dead even now. I think that makes it 8-8. So they've done a much better job in the last few minutes. Okay, 7-8 on... No, there it is, 8-8. Doing a much better job in the last couple minutes of controlling that armor, or that 100 armor. I'm gonna say, if you can trade, if you can give up the belt and grab 200 armor vests for yourself, especially in 2v2, it's not a bad trade. Oh, and there is that combo from on high, takes him out, but Wolverine answers right back. Maintaining the pretty steady lead at this point. We're past the halfway point, and time is gonna start being a factor. You got belt up now. You see him trying to ambush from below. Big combo on Wolverine. So Wolverine answers back, but did have all of that armor erased. Amp is up. We're going to back up to it and see who can get in position for it. There's fighting over that vest. Vest does spawn any second. They may decide to go for that. Actually, Snatch looks like he's going to go for that. Goes for the amp first. Okay, so they concede the 100 armor to grab that amp. Teammate throws him a shock rifle so he can defend himself, and kind of surprised to see him being this aggressive. Only 93 HP, no armor. Still looking for kills and finding them. Ooh, does eat a rocket there. Is he still going to be aggressive, or is he going to back up? Looks like he decides to back up. When you're trying to prevent your team, or the enemy team from making a comeback, yeah, sometimes just holding onto that amp is all you really got to do. Belt spawning in 5. Looks like DW going to be late to the party there. They do catch Snatch bouncing around in midair, but Wolverine in position for it. And you see the double kill with the assist there. And this is another run by SAS, taking control and extending that lead. And at this point, it looks like this may be getting close to being insurmountable. SAS just really running away with this one. We do have amp spawning soon. We'll swoop through. You can see sniper rifle view over there being fought over. You got Wolverine waiting on that belt. Amp is actually up though. So Wolverine just gonna kind of casually slide over, snipe that person's face off, grab the belt, and looks like DD decided to go for that 100 armor instead of the amp. He does grab it, but now Wolverine's gonna be up top. See him waiting for the combo. A little bit of damage now. He's gonna be challenging. We're gonna have a fight right over this. Oh, Wolverine grabs it and doesn't get shot off. There were so many opportunities. And there's the finishing kill, though. Repeat tracks him down. Does Repeat have a chance to grab that amp, though? Did it fall off the map? It was over by the edge of the map. It may have fallen off. Fortunately for DW, amp runs is really what they need at this point. And the nice flank there by SAS. You saw the flat ball hit in front. Oh, repeat going for the piston kill. Trying to be tricksy. Doesn't really cost him anything since he had health right in front of him. And I like, you know, if he could have actually gotten up there, snatch his health down to 34 HP at the time. He goes down to 2 enforcer shots. It's not a terrible kind of risk to take there. The odds there weren't really all that bad if he could have gotten up there, gotten in his face with enforcer. Fortunately, missed that jump, was a little bit late, and belt does go again to SAS. Looked like they were peeking at the amp, but amp's not up for 20 seconds. Not sure what they saw there. Wolverine's got some rockets and some boots. We'll go on board with him. 2 minutes to go. They pretty much know this one's over, so he's just going to be bouncing around, getting some kills, maybe looking for some highlight reels. We do have one more amp spawning. I've been very surprised at how clean the amp grabs have been this map. You usually see some really close fights. You see people grabbing them, escaping at the last second right before the cannon goes off. Been pretty chill this match. Snatch grabs it. Again, nobody even challenging him. Oh, nice. Shot right up the ledge with that amp sniper rifle. Oh, catching him in midair, that was not an easy tracking shot, but perfect timing there by Snatch. So when you're in midair with those jump boots, you have a little bit of extra air control, basically, or momentum. Snatch looking very sharp and turning that corner. So I am a little bit curious now. Is Snatch playing the 2v2? Who will be playing in the duels for SAS? Often Snatch will play a duel. They have Echo around who will often kind of rotate in and out 2v2. Sometimes he can duel. Oh, the across the map mid-air jump boot moving combo, looking for the highlight reel, but nice avoidance there. Didn't really give him an opportunity to posterize him. And we do have one more amp that's going to get grabbed just with a few seconds left in this one. Maybe someone will take a ride for us just to follow them into the drink. Oh, Wolverine cleaning up with that flak. And there we go. SAS once again taking this one confidently. So moving right along, that is the 2v2. We do have a couple of best of 3 duels. Like I said, I'll be very curious to find out who does take part in those for both teams. We're going to wait for that. They might be playing in the same hub. Actually, looks like it is. We got Slay and Repeat already up. Looks like Slay may be getting some practice in. Okay, so Slay going to take the duel. I'm not sure how often we've seen Slay. I mean, honestly, SAS has so many good duelers. They kind of just rotate people in and out. Maybe Snatch was feeling 2v2 this week. So there we go. Slay and Repeat already in the server, moving right along. We got started just a little bit late, but our third match of the day here, making up some time.
Hail to the king, baby.
Okay, looks like we're going to take a quick break. Gotcha. So he's going to reboot real quick. I'm going to take this opportunity to grab a drink myself. So we'll be back in just a minute while he reboots his PC. We'll get right into our duel portion of this matchup. All right, looks like the timer is expiring, so this match is going to expire. We're going to back out of that. Repeat's going to rehost real quick, and we'll be jumping right back into it. Oh, Slay actually joined just in time. So they're going to rehost, and then we should be getting kicked off here. All right, this looks like the real game. Don't forget to bounce, y'all. It's always important to stay limber. Keep that circulation rolling through long gaming sessions. Yeah, SAS has 3 points so far. Took the 4v4s and the first two maps in the 2v2, so SAS still perfect on the season. All right, looks like map 1 going to be Leah. And here we go, players all ready. Here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 jumping in. Map 1 of the first duel of this matchup. Ooh, so nice falling sniper shot off the bat. Repeat. Interesting that he's relying on that sniper so early on in this. This is such a tight map. This is one where flak rockets can really make a difference. You see a lot of players relying on the shock rifle in this one. But Repeat kind of defaulting to the sniper rifle, trying to get that poke damage at long range. You know, maybe get a couple shots in and then engage. It's tricky though, because you got to be careful for those ambushes. Now, using the flat balls, a little bit more of what we tend to see in this map, the ambushes. You can really predict your opponent's movement on this map. You can make them pay, whether it's combos, rockets, flat balls. You see some combos there coming into play. Oh, the close range sniper eats a rocket though, and there is the follow-up. Slay with the finisher kill with 2 HP. Got to be careful. Repeat can definitely finish him off if he can catch him. But Slay scoops up that 100 armor on top of it, still looking to grab himself some health. And belt, 100 armor, 50, all going to Slay right there. That means Repeat's going to be running around with a lowly 25 HP. I do like that move by Repeat, though. Scoops up some health packs to try to just get anything that he can on top of him. And it gets erased just like that. So Repeat now has no armor to pick up. Barely has any health bubbles left to pick up in the map. So he's going to be on the run for a bit here. Not very conducive to making a comeback, but of course very, very early on in this one. Oh, the combo there by Slay. Both players just narrowly missing each other with those combo and rockets respectively. Another shield belt goes to Slay. Pretty much uncontested at that point. Unfortunately for Repeat, that 100 armor vest is offset. It's not going to be respawning at the same time as belt, so Slay can grab one and then run over to the other and push Repeat off of both. So Repeat's going to have to slowly stack up small armors, try to get some kind of ambush damage. You see him with the combos, you see him with a sniper, and right now Slay is just on fire. Repeat's doing a pretty good job of staying alive, but at some point, he's going to have to land a shot. Slay, meanwhile, just isn't missing. And the turnaround combo, looking for the follow-up snipe, has him down in the corner, and there it is with the link. And just like that, it turns into 3-0. So Slay maintaining his vice-like grip over that shield belt. Really hasn't been a ton of much of a challenge for it from Repeat, because Repeat knows he's going into every fight here with a huge health and armor disadvantage. Oh, that rocket just missing. It's not a bad strategy by Repeat, looking for the rocket ambush. 100 damage rocket would go a long way towards breaking down Slay's stack. A combo here and there. But right now, Slay is maintaining his control of the map and just picking up everything. You can see him also scooping up health files, and just like that, 160 or so damage. Eats a rocket, but he had so much health and armor, doesn't even phase him. And there is the spree off of that combo. So as I was saying, like, Slay's been scooping up so many... Ooh, nice flat ball, but... Okay, Slay finally goes down. So a ton of damage output there in a very short amount of time by Repeat. Finally breaks Slay down. But all of those health files, it basically gave Slay like 3 times the amount of health that Repeat had. Jumping through with a single rocket, so Repeat really trying to get in Slay's face, make him uncomfortable. Gives up that 100 armor, and unfortunately for him, doesn't get the rocket, so just gives up a free vest. He does wisely scoop up the 50 across the map, and so that'll actually give him about even health and armor. And with that snipe, he can stand in here and actually fight toe-to-toe the first time in a while. Notice from Repeat, though, still no shock rifle. Oh, big 3-pack of rockets, trying to turn the corner to finish him off. Flat ball answers from Slay. And another rocket, and just like that, both players under 70 HP. So both players now kind of backing up a bit. Slay still back in control. You can see him with 125 over 150 looking pretty comfy. He does give up 100 armor, so I don't know if that was an intentional move. He's not even scooping up health files. I think Slay maybe lost count of when that belt was spawning. He's just kind of been hanging out up there. If he was going to concede that 100 armor, you would expect him to have grabbed some vials in the meantime. Now down to 8 HP and gets the kill as Repeat, who is now in perfect position for that belt. So Slay should more or less have timing of that belt now. He heard it taken there, but I don't know, maybe a critical mistake there by Slay if he lost timing of it. Kind of just sat around on it, got killed off of it. And that may be the break Repeat needed to try to fight his way back in. Gonna have to hit some critical shots though. Rocket's up the lift. He hears which way he went. It's a pretty smart play there by Repeat, waiting to hear his footsteps before committing. He knows Belt's not up anytime soon. Slay did manage to grab a little bit of armor, but it's so hard to chase someone down on this map. People can throw so much behind him. Oh, had a combo lined up. So that's a smart play by Slay. He actually baited him completely across the map. Caught him in a bad position, got a free 100 armor out of it and some damage. And Slay right there with some nice manipulation. Oh, and there's the combo as he tried to dive forward and hit him with the flak. That was kind of an all or nothing moment right there. Slay now firmly in control, 2.5 minutes to go. And you can rack up a few kills pretty quickly in this map, but that clock is going to be very critical at this point. And you can see Slay now just playing his methodical game, scooping up health files, back up to over 150 health as he's had a couple of times this game. Happy to just deny whatever he can deny. Wouldn't even surprise me to see him concede some pickups now. You see him not even really fighting over that 100 armor. There's under 2 minutes to go, and it's been almost a minute since Repeat has had any real opportunity to fight. Slay just sitting back, getting some poke damage, keeping on top of those health files. And that's all it is. He basically has just chosen 1/3 of the map, the one with all the health files, hung out in there and just stacking right back up higher and higher and higher. At this point, it's on Repeat to try to make something happen here, but I think he's going to be out of time. And look at that, a full stack, 199 over 150. Not something you see very often in Duel in this game. Just gives you an idea of what you can do when you know the map this well, when you're in control, when you're playing that methodical. Slay has no problem just sitting back and daring you to run into him. And we saw the sniper shots, we saw the rockets he was hitting. Every time Repeat wanted to make a push, be aggressive, he was eating 50 damage, 80 damage, and it turned him right back around. Repeat has gotten a little bit unlucky this game. There's been a couple of rockets that have just whizzed right by Slay's face. Look at that, still at 199 health right there. With 13 seconds left to go, Repeat finally closes the gap, but eats a ton of flak in the process. And there it is, closing kill. Slay really in control of this one from beginning to end. You can see not a ton more damage output, but 7-2 belts. And more to the point, he really just dictated the flow of the combat. I mean, the last probably 5 minutes of the game, Slay was pretty much just coasting. All right, so SAS continuing their dominance. Map 1 going to Slay. Map 2, though, will be ASDF. This is going to be a much harder map to keep your opponent at a distance, rather. And we've seen Repeat being a dangerous dueler throughout UTPL, so the way Slay is playing right now, it wouldn't surprise me if this map looks like a carbon copy of Leah. But don't be surprised if Repeat shows us something here. If he can force Slay into fighting toe-to-toe, making it just a straight-up, you know, fragging competition, if you will, or fragging contest just in close mid-range, we'll see what can happen. But this is a map that's going to be very shock-heavy. Mostly mid-range, a little bit of long-range. But if you can get some ambushes on this map, 3 packs of rockets, flak balls in particular, I've seen a lot of them come up huge. But not unlike Leah, you know, this is another map, lots of twists and turns, lots of combos around corners. But I think the spawn kills on this one are really what make it specifically different than Leah. When you do see one of them get 1 kill, this is a map where you can chase down the spawns. You can make an estimated. Oh, there we go. You can make an estimate of where they're going to spawn, make a move towards it, try to get the kill, and you can sometimes both go on runs and see comebacks because of that. So we'll see that they bring us this map. Here we go. Players are ready. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5. Jumping into map 2 between these two. Slay and Repeat. Repeat off the bat, jumping right into his face. Takes the early lead. You see him looking for that spawn kill, and that's the thing to keep an eye on. I was talking about the ability to turn 1 kill into 2 or 3 off the spawn on this map. Going to be one of the biggest differences between ASDF and Leah, which we saw in map 1. Oh, the patience there by Repeat. And there's a couple quick sniper shots to Repeat now. On the board early, has him down. Oh, and smart play there by Slay. Slay grabbed a ton of health. Repeat right now probably expected that shot to get the kill. He's down to 1 HP now. Slay knows where he's going. And the flak balls whizzing right by. Both players go down in one snipe. Whoever can hit a shot's going to get a kill here, and probably a shield belt. This could be a huge exchange. Who's going to go for it? Belt is up. Slay goes down for it, and Slay grabs it, and that's a big grab. Repeat standing in looking for the damage, but Slay can take that damage now that he has the belt, and the flak ball finishes him off. So Slay with a great move there, grabbing that belt, knew that that meant he could take one more shot. Went all in, got the kill, grabbed the 100 armor and the 50 off of it, and now the entire map, just like that, is in Slay's control. Oh, there's a big flak ball. You see the splatter. And now he's chasing him down off the spawn, and this is, once again, what I was talking about, so critical. So 3-1 lead, just like that. 100 armor up, and much like we saw early on in Leah, shield belt and 100 armor vest are not synced up right now. That's bad news for Repeat. That means Slay can go from one to the other. So Slay's going to have to actually challenge him over one of those. He's not going to be able to just count on conceding one and grabbing the other. Belt is up. Slay has all the time in the world because he actually has 150 armor already. Oh, eats a huge combo. There goes the armor. Repeat has him on the run, down to 57 HP. He's going to try to track him down. One sniper shot would kill him, but once again, Slay backs up and grabs that health. Smart play, and now Repeat on the run. He wants that 100 armor, but Slay knows he can take him out with just one tick of damage from that link, and there it goes. Repeat had him on the ropes with a big combo. Slay able to back up. We're going to go back into Slay's perspective. And that's a smart play. That's twice now. Slay has dove back into those health bubbles. On the brink of death. Repeat chasing him down. He's been able to survive and flip it right back around. Right now, players just kind of looking for their positioning. Oh, the shot combo by Slay was lined up. Didn't quite trust it. Allows Repeat to escape. And still, such a big offset. Slay can grab that 50, get over to the 100 armor in plenty of time. Repeat may have challenged him off of it there. So Repeat now just diving in between him and the 100. Oh, gets knocked off that bridge. Slay now, the big armor advantage, knows he can stand in there. Repeat almost had an opportunity to zone him off of that 100. Instead, goes to Slay, looking for the kill. Belt's still up 10 seconds or so, so... Oh, Slay's gonna back up and go for... Oh, okay. I think maybe temporarily forgot about that belt. Looked like he was going for health. I thought that might be a big misstep there instead. Swings back around, grabs it, gets the kill, has the spawn in front of him. This is exactly where Slay wants to be as we approach the halfway point. Ooh, that combo almost up top by Slay. You can see him down to 40 health again, but with the armor on top, really not too afraid. Let's go into Repeat's perspective and see what it looks like. This is definitely looking a lot like Leah. Repeat just looking for an opening and Slay giving him nothing to work with. Oh, nice shots here by Repeat with a combo. 2 primaries in a row. The easiest shot of the day, catching him up the jump pad. Finally breaks that control. We're only halfway through this one. It's still plenty of time, and there's that follow-up kill. Looking for another spawn kill. And maybe more importantly, that earns Repeat the shield belt. So control of the map completely flipped over. And now that offset between the 100 armor and the belt plays in Repeat's favor. Now he can push Slay around. He's still got 10 seconds till the spawns. Can dive right in his face here. He's just chasing him off with that shock rifle. Doesn't even necessarily matter if he gets the kill here. There he goes though, pulling within 1. Now he's gonna have to fight over that 100 armor though, and Slay's gonna get it, and that's what he gives up by going for that kill. He basically traded 100 armor for kill. Now the vest will still spawn before belt, but because of that fight, they're back in sync. So pretty close at the very least. So now it'll be interesting to see who goes for the belt and who backs up and tries to go for that 100 armor instead. In this case, Repeat being solo in health. 3 seconds till the 100 armor spawns, 9 seconds till the belt. We'll see what he can do here. He may just go for the belt. Yeah, he's going to go for the belt and try to push. Oh, nice combo. Pushes Slay away. That was a nice move by Repeat. If Slay had decided to go for that belt there, may have gotten the kill. And then the fall away snipe by Slay somehow pulls it back. You see Repeat trying to chase him down with the Enforcer, but Slay got to the health first. And that may be a big mistake by Repeat. That gave Slay a second kill and back up to a 3 frag lead that Repeat had fought so hard to whittle down. So Repeat though, nice job keeping timing of that 100 armor. Does allow him to stand in and challenge. Now 100 and belt will spawn at the exact same time, so we'll see if that situation unfolds again. Slay last time, maybe not intentionally, but he basically conceded that belt in order to grab the 100 armor, which spawned first. He did catch Repeat being extra aggressive afterwards though, so ultimately it paid off. Slay a little bit late to that. Realizes that he's going to back up and just grab that 100, so pretty much the same situation as last time, but this time Repeat going to be a little more methodical with it. Still plenty of time. We've seen these guys can churn out 2 or 3 kills in a row after you get 1. Oh, he's going to go up the lift. Both players miss each other. Rocket misses, combo misses. They're going to be on the run. That snipe is exactly what Repeat wanted, but just couldn't quite connect. It's a nice job scooping up the 50. He maintains that armor advantage. 100 armor is up. We'll see if Slay decides to even challenge it with 2.5 minutes to go. A 3 frag lead. Yeah, it looks like he's just looking for the ambush. So not unlike what we saw in Leah. Slay mindful of the clock. See him going up to 150 health. Wouldn't surprise me to see Slay just hang out up top for a while. We'll go back to his perspective. I mean, you got Belt spawning. Oh, he's going to go all in on Belt with the link gun. And he wins, and that may be the game right there. Belt actually spawns. I think he's looking for the spawn kill. Yep, grabs Belt. And head over to the 100 armor with under 2 minutes to go in a 4 frag lead. That fight right there, diving into it, risking it, winning it, and then now that resets Repeat, and I think that may be what ultimately, if nothing else, just eats enough time off the clock to put it out of reach. And you can see Slay's pretty much just playing defensively at this point. Again, not unlike what we saw in map 1. 4 frag lead with a minute to go, just eating time off the clock. You see him scooping up those health vials. Might actually be timing them. Belt spawns. Don't expect him to see dive in. Don't expect to see him dive in this time. Yeah, perfectly happy to give it up. Nice rocket. Perfect timing there to take the 71 armor off of that belt. So still a big health lead for Slay. 35 seconds left to go, and this one's going to go to him. And the air rocket. He almost killed himself with it. Oh, a nice use of the lift by Repeat to get away, though. At this point, all academic. And a nice 180 fadeaway combo. That will be good games. And another very methodical, just in control map by Slay. Repeat, you can see, laid down some damage, even fought over some power-ups. I mean, this is a very similar line, a very similar difference to what we saw in Leah. But Slay just really writing a textbook now, how to play while with the lead. So SAS remains perfect. We've got one more duel to go for DW to try to pull away the first point of the season from SAS. And I'm curious who's going to be dueling here. I imagine we'll stay on the same server, so we'll stick around here. I do see Reeves' game up. I'm looking to see, do we have a second player here? We do, so it is Alpha versus Reeve. Okay. Wasn't sure if we were just seeing some warm-up games or whatever. All right, welcome to our rave party on DM Leah all day long.
Hail to the king, baby.
All right, we're gonna calm down. We're gonna put our business pants on. See if these two are ready to get down to business. SAS versus DW. SAS, 4 points on the board already, remaining perfect throughout this season. Last chance for DW to get some points on the board. Now, historically speaking, I'm presuming this would be Reeves' map pick. This would certainly play into his style, so we'll see how this goes, but remember, we'll have a best of 3. Last points of the matchup up for grabs. And players are ready. Here is your countdown, 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 jumping in to this last duel of the matchup between DW and SAS. We've got Reeve versus Alpha. Reeve here being quiet. You see him soaking up the vials in reverse order, wanting to sort of make sure he had a clean grab there, no ambushes happening. Both players actually pretty stacked up on vials. One shot comes in for Reeve. May try to engage. Oh, nice slide in there with the flak ball to challenge him, and Alpha answers right back. Reeve, first damage and the first armor, but Alpha chases him down with the flak, and flak and rockets can come up so huge in this map. Certainly we've seen Reeve put in a lot of work with a link gun on this map as well, so that's why I was saying I thought it would traditionally be his map pick just due to his play style. But Alpha showing right there, not afraid to get in there and mix it up. So first belt does go to Reeve. We've got armor on both players. You can see through that X-ray vision, looking for that peak shot, and Alfred gets it. Oh, looking for another one. I was surprised to see Reeve even dive back down into his POV. And another one. Reeve down to 85 HP. He's got to be careful here. 100 armor spawns right now. Oh, I like the play there by Alfred to go ahead and try to deny the shock, but now he's going to be stuck. Yep, in a bad place. Reeve will earn himself 100 armor and be on top of him. And unfortunately, Alpha there lost control of everything. Armor and shock rifle. Nice movement by Alpha though. He does manage to get across the map and get some health files in him. But it's still a tie game. No reason to do anything desperate here. Throws a flat ball up to belt. Reeve avoids it. Now Reeve's going to be on the hunt. He knows that he has a huge armor advantage, so can he turn it into points? That's belt and vest, both in Reeve's control. Alpha only running around with that 100 health. Can't even get to the 50 because of the rockets zoning him out from Reeve. And Alpha right now, though, breaking him down to 65, 36 dead even health. Alpha completely removes his armor lead, so nice kill there by Reeve, catching him at the health packs. But Reeve has to be very careful here. Oh, the rockets across the map knock Alpha back down. 100 armor is up, and that will go to Alpha, but it's going to take him a while now to stack back up on some health. He may try to challenge this shield belt, or he may just try to ambush him. He still has 7 seconds left. You can see him underneath. I think he's going to have to be on the run now. Yeah, it looks like Alfred just went ahead and grabbed a shock rifle, maybe looking for some health now. Still 7 seconds till this 100 armor spawns, and Alfred's got to be careful. He doesn't want to give that up as well, but he may have no choice here. And there it is, Reeve completely owning the map right now. Though only a 1 frag lead, we've seen how quickly Alfred can disintegrate that armor. Ooh, a combo there might have been huge. Said has to settle for the shock primaries, hits a couple. Alfred's going to be on the run. Reeve guesses wrong and almost eats a combo for it. See, perfect timing of that 100 armor. Still plenty of time to get over to that belt. Reeve right now just kind of running the map, just poking Alpha away. It's going to take more and more time off the clock, although eventually you wonder if Reeve's going to go all in and look for a kill. It looks like Alpha went right on top of the belt, steals it away, and that was a huge grab there by Alpha. Ooh, and almost a combo takes him back down, but instead dodges it, has a chance. Try to line up a shot just a little bit off on his timing with that shock rifle. Neither armor spawning anytime soon, so we got a close range fight going on. Oh, and Reeve manages to take him down with that link gun. How many times have we seen that? It's such a difficult map to avoid that link gun to really escape. You basically have to be able to run backwards. We'll go on board with Reeve now as he's back in control with a 2 frag lead. Oh, almost eats some goo. Damages himself a little bit, but more importantly grabs that 100, and now he knows he can win that link battle. And there it is. Halfway through this one, a 3 frag lead for Reeve. Looking for more, but he needs to be careful. He's only got 72 HP of his own. Fortunately for him, that belt was up, and that'll let him be as aggressive or casual as he wants to be now. Rockets up close. You see the follow-away sniper by Alfred. Oh, and that headshot by Reeve. And there is the spree. Reeve right now. Everything he's throwing out is hitting. And the follow-up rocket off the spawn. Alfred's got to try to find a way to slow this down and take some sense of control back. But after another spawn kill, there it goes. Once Reeve got rolling, pretty much ended it. Alfred, though, I mean, he had his moments in that game. You can see the armor controls firmly in Reeve's favor, but just a couple of fights where Alfred did major damage. Couldn't quite put it together, though, into any kind of run of his own. So map 1 going to Reeve. Again, my presumption is that that was definitely his favorite map. We'll see what map 2 is coming up after this one. All right, we are on DM Deep for map 2. Deep actually reminds me in some ways of Leah, just because of how many little walls and things you can shoot through. There's lots of ways to be clever. AI having a little bit of fun with our test dummies there. Alpha maybe having to download a different version of the map, but probably on his way. But yeah, as I was saying, DM Deep, an interesting map. So there's tons of little grates and like basically holes in the map. So in Leah, you've got all those little, I don't know, like electric walls, however you want to describe them, that you can shoot through. Makes for some really interesting fights, especially around that shield belt area. Saw that come into play. People throw rockets combos up there. This map has tons of little grates around the map. I'm gonna turn down the volume until we get the camera off here. So this map has tons of little grates and windows. There's lots of places to throw combos and flat balls and rockets. And people who are very familiar with this map can really keep people guessing, can keep people on the run, and catch them off guard. Not sure. Oh. I think maybe both players took a quick break. Okay, so it looks like Alpha is downloading, maybe had an update to this map that he hadn't quite downloaded yet. You can see this area right here by the shield belt, a dangerous area. You'll obviously see a lot of fights over it. Not OSHA certified. Lots of fights end with somebody getting blasted off the map. If you fall into the drink down there, you do die. So sometimes you'll see a player have position and they'll be on, maybe even grab the shield belt, and then a rocket will come out, a flak ball, sometimes a shot combo, and blast them right off the map. So important when you get in there. Once you get that belt, you got to get away from that ledge. You can see Reeve showing off the aim. I'm telling you, when those shock balls get away or get that far away, it's not easy to combo them. So basically an aim training exhibition here by Reeve. Looking for 5. 5 is hard. Oh, I got 4 out of 5. Oh, there we go. Eventually gets it. So a little firework display there while we're waiting for Alfred to download this updated version of the map. You can see him running around the map. Give you an idea of what it'll feel like. Lots of clever movement in this map. It's definitely been fun to watch players improve on it. There's so many ways to cut people off. So many routes across the map. So many ways to drop, you know, flak balls and rockets. You see all these grates around the map. You can fire through all of those. So whether you're shooting up on someone or shooting down at someone below that you're chasing, lots of opportunity for ambush. I think you can also get blasted off the map there at the 100. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. There might be an invisible wall there. You may be trying that out right now. Okay, it looks like it may be blocked off by volumes. So here's something that's been bugging me. How on earth do you pronounce that name? GKO block? I mean, yeah, I get the... Is it Koblock? Is the G silent? Is the K silent? Is there some diphthong there I'm unaware of? Yeah, we're getting a magic show here along with the we got the fireworks display by Reeve earlier, and now we're getting a magic show. Perhaps a glitch display. Oh, there he goes. He just blasts himself in the face. So I presume Alfred's got to be close to finishing his download at this point. I feel like we could have pointed him to UTCC at this point. It maybe would have been a little bit faster than the redirect. No, I do not believe this is an Epic made map. I'm not sure who actually made it. Feel free if people know to call it out. Oftentimes we have the people who made maps in our channel chatting, so by all means give credit where it's due. I think this was a remake, perhaps. Was this a UT3 remake? I will say this, I would not mind a version of this map that was a little less yellow and green. It's kind of got that baby puke coloration to it. I feel like it could be a little more neutral or maybe even browner. That said, moving around on it's actually a lot of fun. This map is kind of one of those ones that's basically a playground. There's wall runs everywhere. You can see him playing with the lift. There's, lift jumps and lift dodges and all sorts of ways like we showed to shoot up and down, little grates and stuff. Yeah, I don't think I'm ready to do any fireside chats right now. Politics is probably a topic I shouldn't be talking about on a sponsored channel. So we'll save that for our personal conversations. It's coffee talk. No big whoop. I don't even know what accent. What accent is that by Mike Myers? It's the same accent he did for A Cat in the Hat, right? Is that like a Brooklyn accent? Like a middle-aged Brooklyn woman? I'm not. I always wondered why he pulled that one out for Cat in the Hat. Hey everyone, welcome to UT Done Quick. This is the glitch display stretch goal that everybody donated for. Watching Reeve run around the map, blasting himself in the face. So not sure what the deal is here. He claimed he was downloading the map. Certainly this was a map that I think we could have redirected him to download if it's something that's taking, 10, 15 minutes. It seems like an issue to try to get it from that method, right? All right, looks like they're trying to get hold of Alpha. It looks like we may have to call this one a forfeit loss just for the sake of keeping the show rolling. Oh wait, Alfred just joined the server. And then Reeve just left, so I believe this is what soccer fans call intrigue. In any case, that server is closed. I'll let the admin sort this one out. Luckily for this particular event, I don't have to make any decisions. I just get to jump on the mic and talk about food and stuff.